the cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. Imagine a figure rising from the vibrant, humid streets of Rio de Janeiro, crossing the galaxy in a beat-up spaceship, patrolling the gritty, rain-slicked streets of Gotham.
And then finally commanding the law in Edgewater.
We are talking about a career arc that, it just defies gravity.
It really is the definition of a crossover success story. Usually you have, two distinct paths in Hollywood.
Right.
You're either the geek icon doing conventions for 20 years, or you're the network star. You almost never see someone hold the crown in both worlds at the same time.
Exactly. We are looking at a Brazilian queen who has orchestrated, a shocking takeover of American pop culture, moving from sci-fi cult status to absolute network television domination.
Yes.
Welcome to the StarScope Report.
I love that title. And honestly, looking at the stack of sources we have today, from film festival lineups to these really intimate interview transcripts, this isn't just a career retrospective.
No.
It's a look at how you navigate fame without completely losing your mind.
That is the goal. I'm Jordan, here to unpack the facts and the timeline.
And I'm Jamie, here to look at the why, the how, and the, oh my God, I can't believe that happened of it all.
So our mission today is pretty simple. We are diving deep into the world of Morena Baccarin. We're going to cover her rise to power, her high-profile romance with a teen idol turned serious actor, and her latest massive career move, that is, right now, changing the landscape of CBS drama.
And let's be honest, we're also going to talk about blue nail polish and the absolute chaos of raising 3 kids while being famous.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the real story.
It really is. So let's start at the very beginning, and I mean the very beginning. Morena Baccarin was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Okay.
And when I say she was born into the arts, I am not exaggerating. Her mother is Vera Seta, a Brazilian actress, and her uncle was in the theater.
She is basically Brazilian royalty. But I have to ask about this one specific detail in her first role.
You mean the baby Jesus role?
Yes. She was 6 months old. She played baby Jesus in a TV special.
Yeah.
Where her own mother played Mary.
That's the one.
Now, be real with me here. Does that count as acting? Or is that just, like, existing while someone points a camera at you?
That is a fair question. She wasn't memorizing lines, obviously.
Right.
But I think it sets a precedent. She grew up backstage in theaters. She was absorbing the environment, the lighting, the chaos of production before she could even walk. That does something to a kid's brain. It normalizes the abnormal.
That's so true. If your playground is a soundstage, you probably don't get stage fright later in life.
Exactly. And she never lost that status. Even now, in Brazil, she is listed alongside heavy hitters like Wagner Moura from Narcos and Rodrigo Santoro from Westworld.
Wow.
She is the niece of the legendary Sonia Braga.
Which is a huge deal. Sonia Braga is an absolute icon. And it's interesting because Morena is fluent in Portuguese, obviously, but she's managed to cross over so seamlessly.
Right.
A lot of casual American viewers might not even realize she's Brazilian until they hear her speak it.
Right. And her path to American dominance started in a very, very specific niche, science fiction. She was Inara Serra in Firefly and the movie Serenity.
Okay, now this is where we need to talk about the genre ghetto.
The what?
The genre ghetto. In Hollywood, if you start in sci-fi, specifically a cult sci-fi show like Firefly, the industry loves to keep you there.
Oh, yeah.
You become the sci-fi girl. You get offered every alien role, every robot role, but you don't really get invited to the Oscars table. It is incredibly hard to break out of that box.
That's a great point. And Morena's actually said that sci-fi fans are the most loyal people on Earth. They follow actors from show to show.
It's true.
So it gave her this massive built-in base. But to your point, she made a very specific strategic pivot. She didn't stay in space.
No.
She went to Homeland.
This was the genius move. She played Jessica Brody, the wife of a prisoner of war who comes home as a suspected terrorist.
And this is where the critics sat up. She got an Emmy nomination for supporting actress in 2013.
But look at the role. I mean, she stripped away all the glamour. In Firefly, she played a companion, basically a high-status courtesan, always beautiful.
Always.
In Homeland, she played a traumatized suburban mother. That was a signal to the industry. I am not just a face, I am an actor.
Speaking of that heavy emotional work, there's a funny detail about that Emmy nomination. She found out she was nominated while she was on vacation in Charleston. She had completely forgotten what day it was.
No way.
Her phone starts ringing off the hook at 9 a.m.
And her first thought wasn't, I won an award.
No, she thought, who died?
Laughed Anthony. That is so relatable.
Yeah.
The phone blowing up early in the morning is never good news in normal life.
Never.
It just shows you where her head was at. She wasn't sitting by the phone waiting for validation. She was living her life.
Exactly. But it was good news. And then she pivots again. She goes from the crying wife in Homeland to the action star love interest in Deadpool.
Playing Vanessa opposite Ryan Reynolds.
And she holds her own. She jokes that she hopes for a Deadpool 3 just to see what kind of trouble she and Ryan can get into.
Of course.
But if you look at this trajectory, sci-fi goddess, Emmy-nominated dramatic actress, Marvel superstar.
It's the trifecta. It's a takeover. She has checked every single box that Hollywood offers.
Yeah.
She's the emotional anchor, she's the action star, she's the cult icon.
She is.
But what I find most compelling is that while she was conquering the screen, she was also navigating a romance that, well, it sounds like it was written by a screenwriter.
Oh, it really does. And here is where it gets juicy. Coming up, we are going to dive into a Hollywood romance that started with a cold shoulder on the set of The O.C. nearly 20 years ago. You won't believe who ignored who.
I still can't believe this story. It's so good.
Let's unpack the romance of Ben McKenzie and Morena Baccarin, because before they were the power couple of Gotham,
Right.
they had a misconnection in 2006.
Right. So Ben McKenzie was Ryan Atwood. He was the king of teen drama on The O.C.
The king.
And Morena comes in for a little guest spot.
And according to Morena, Ben barely remembers meeting her. She jokes that he blew her off.
Yeah.
And that if he had just paid attention back then, he could have had her in her prime.
See, I read that interview.
Yeah.
And I actually have a defense for Ben here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was being a jerk. I think he was terrified.
Terrified of what? He's the star of the show.
He was a kid. He was thrust into this massive fame machine. He said in later interviews that during the O.C. years, he was just in survival mode.
Okay.
He called it being the voice of Ben McKenzie's mind. He was probably just trying to remember his lines, hit his marks, and not vomit from anxiety. He wasn't looking for a girlfriend.
He's looking for a nap.
He was looking for a nap. Exactly.
That tracks, actually, because it took 8 years for the universe to correct that mistake. Fast forward to 2014, they're cast as co-leads in Gotham. He's Jim Gordon, she's Dr. Leslie Thompkins.
And Ben describes the exact moment he actually saw her. Not just as a co-star, but as a human being.
It's so cinematic. It was October 22nd. They were shooting in the Bronx, and it is raining cats and dogs.
It is always raining in Batman stories. It's like aesthetically required.
Always. Morena shows up for hair and makeup tests, and she is drenched. And she just looks upset.
And this is the turning point. Ben asks if she's okay. And she does that thing we all do.
Yeah.
She tries to be tough.
I'm fine.
But she wasn't fine. She admitted it was her son's first birthday. This is her son Julius from her previous marriage.
Yeah.
And she had to fly out and miss the party to be there for a camera test.
And Ben's reaction in the interview transcript is so telling. He wasn't hitting on her. He didn't say, hey, you look cute in the rain.
Wow.
He was genuinely heartbroken for her. He's saying, Warner Brothers, couldn't you let her have a day? He saw her sacrifice as a mother. He called it a tragic but commendable human moment. That empathy. That's where the relationship really started.
It wasn't love at first sight. It was empathy at first sight.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that is a much stronger foundation for a marriage in Hollywood than just, physical chemistry.
They eventually got married in 2017 at the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. And get this, they did it on Morena's 38th birthday.
Efficient. You never forget the anniversary.
Very smart. But I want to talk about the reality of their life versus the perception.
Yeah.
Because we see the headlines, right?
Yeah. Lavish life articles.
We see them selling a $2.6 million condo in New York. We see the vacations to Greece and Mexico.
Right. But then you hear them talk about parenting. They have 3 kids now. Julius, Francis, and Arthur.
And Morena describes herself as a disaster all the time at home. She says she's just happy to have clothes on.
Which is so refreshing to hear. You have Ben, who admits he's the anxious parent.
Yeah.
And Morena, who is the calm one. It balances out. But my favorite story is Ben trying to share his legacy with his daughter.
Oh, the OC viewing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He lets his daughter Frances watch the OC. He's thinking, this is cool. Daddy was a star. He had to turn it off after 2 episodes. He forgot about all the smoking and drinking. He's watching it through dad goggles now.
Oh, my God.
He's looking at Ryan Atwood lighting up a cigarette and punching people and thinking, oh, no, this is not educational content for a 7-year-old.
Laughs. That is amazing. And there's that great detail about date night where Francis helps him get ready by painting his nails blue.
That is the real power couple dynamic.
Yeah.
It's not the red carpet. It's the blue nail polish.
If you love hearing how on-screen chemistry turns into real-life chaos and blue nail polish, make sure you're subscribed to the StarScope Report. We've got even wilder couple stories coming up in future deep dives.
But speaking of wild stories, Morena isn't slowing down. We need to talk about her latest move because it is massive.
Huge! This is segment 3, the new era. The headline here is that the Queen is claiming her territory.
Okay.
Morena is leading a spin-off of the hit show Firefly Country, titled Sheriff Country.
Okay, just to clarify for everyone, because the names are so similar, this is not Firefly the Spaceship Show. This is Firefly Country, the CBS drama about firefighters. And she is getting her own show called Sheriff Country.
Correct. She plays Mickey Fox. She is the Sheriff of Edgewater. And in the show's lore, she is the stepsister of Sharon Leone from the main show.
This is a classic network TV power move. You take a beloved character or a really strong guest star, and you give them the keys to the kingdom. But Mickey Fox sounds like a pretty complicated character.
She is. Morena describes the show as having soap opera twists mixed with police procedural elements. Mickey is a character who hates being vulnerable. She's a hard-ass but fiercely loyal.
Which tracks with the roles she excels at. She's always good at playing that, steel underneath silk type of character.
And the family dynamic in the show is messy. Her father is an illegal weed grower with a heart of gold.
Of course he is. It wouldn't be a drama without an outlaw dad.
But what stands out in the source material is her confidence. She notes that the scripts have been consistently great, which alleviates the anxiety of leading a network show.
Yeah.
And you mentioned she's #1 on the call sheet. For people who don't work on set, we should probably explain why that's so terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just vanity. If you're #1, you are the financial anchor. You are the insurance liability.
Yeah.
If you have a bad day or you get the flu, 200 people don't work. The entire budget of the show rests on your immune system and your mood.
That is a lot of pressure. But she's clearly handling it. And it's not just TV. If we look at the timeline, just recently, in January 2026, Morena and Ben were special guests at the 16th Annual St. Augustine Film Festival.
This was a big deal. They were listed alongside stars like Karen Allen from Indiana Jones. Well, this festival appearance, it really cements them as a power couple in the industry.
Right.
They aren't just working actors. They are ambassadors for film culture. They're touring festivals, supporting the arts.
But Ben isn't just following her around. While Morena is locking down her status as the queen of CBS with Sheriff Country,
Yeah.
Ben has done something that I honestly think is weirder than anything in a sci-fi script.
You're talking about the book.
I am. If you told me in 2005 that Ryan from the OC would write a seminal text on financial fraud, I would have laughed you out of the room.
Right.
But he did. He wrote a book called Easy Money.
And we have to be clear here. This isn't a memoir. This isn't My Life in Hollywood or a cookbook.
Not at all.
It is a legit investigative takedown of the cryptocurrency industry.
He co-wrote it with a journalist, Jacob Silverman. But Ben isn't just a pretty face on the cover. People forget he has a degree in economics from the University of Virginia.
He's an econ nerd.
He really is. And the story of why he wrote this is fascinating. During the pandemic, he's at home, not acting, and he starts seeing all his celebrity friends pushing crypto.
Oh, yeah. Kim Kardashian, Matt Damon, Tom Brady.
Fortune favors the brave.
Right. And Ben, looking at this with his economist brain, goes, this doesn't make sense. The math doesn't work. This looks like a bubble. It's actually a really brave move for an actor. Usually you don't want to rock the boat. Yeah. You don't want to call out your peers.
Yeah.
But he basically wrote a book saying, my industry is helping scam people. That takes guts.
That's the power couple dynamic we're talking about. It's a diversification strategy.
Yes.
Morena is the statesman. She's leading the network show. She's the face of the franchise. She's bringing in the steady, massive paycheck. That gives Ben the financial and social security to be the agitator.
That's a great point. He doesn't have to take the Marvel check right now, so he can afford to write the book that makes Marvel executives uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's a diverse portfolio. One of them is solving crimes on CBS, and the other is solving financial crimes on the bestseller list.
It really is. And I think that's the key to their longevity. They aren't competing with each other. They are diversifying.
We've covered the fame, the family, and the new empires they are building. But wait until you hear the final verdict on their dynamic and why Ben says their careers are a dance to the end.
That phrase stuck with me.
So let's synthesize all of this. Morena Baccarin has navigated the treacherous waters of Hollywood types, from, the baby Jesus child star to the sci-fi goddess to the procedural lead. She's done it while raising 3 kids and managing a high-profile marriage to her former co-star.
She really is the calm to Ben's anxiety. If you look at the interviews, she's the one who says, "We'll get through the next 5 years, it'll be fine."
Yeah.
She's the sheriff, and he's the detective who overthinks things.
Ben described their relationship, and interestingly, their character's relationship in Gotham as a complicated dance to the end.
Which is such a beautiful, honest way to describe a marriage, especially in Hollywood. It's not a fairy tale, it's a dance.
It's a dance.
You have to watch the other person's steps. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow.
Yeah.
Right now, Morena's leading on TV and Ben is leading in the bookstore.
With Sheriff Country launching and Ben's writing career taking off, they have officially become one of the industry's most versatile, under-the-radar power couples.
They really have.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, but they aren't annoying about it. That's the trick.
And that raises the final question for you, the listener. With Morena stepping into the sheriff's badge and Ben stepping onto the bestseller list, have they cracked the code of the modern celebrity marriage? And more importantly, will Ben ever let Frances watch the rest of the OC?
I'm going to say no. Wait until she's 30, Ben. Or at least until she finishes her own economics degree.
Laughs or bless. Probably for the best. You've been listening to the StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.